You've probably heard the saying, California, here I come. But after living here for over 6 years, let me tell you, it's not all sunshine and palm trees. There's the glitz and glamour, sure, but there's also a side to life in California that people don't talk about. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain and giving you the real deal on living in LA. Spoiler alert, it's not what you think. 9 years ago, my friend James and I made a video about growing up in our home state of Arizona. Honestly, I don't remember much of it. I tried to rewatch it for a bit of nostalgia, but after 5 seconds, I'd rather be no eyes on me. Thank you. But here's the thing. You clicked on this video, and you're staying for the ride. No funny business, alright? The other day, I was in a store looking for a simple black shirt. But guess what? It was locked behind one of those stupid security boxers. So, I had to ring for someone to come unlock it. A few minutes later, an employee shows up and, get this, he goes, "Oh my gosh, are you Jaden Animations? I love your videos. Can I get a photo?" What a wild coincidence. Turns out, I've been living here in Los Angeles for the past 6.5 years. Wait, you're not in Arizona anymore? Nope. I moved to California, and that's when it dawned on me a big chunk of my audience probably has no idea what's going on in my life, unless I mention it in an animation. So, just so we're all on the same page, I've been in California for 6.5 years, more specifically, Los Angeles. Honestly, I can't believe it's been that long. It feels like I moved yesterday, and now I've been complaining about it for 6.5 years. But hey, I like to use the compliment sandwich system, so it's not all bad. For example, let's talk about the weather. California gets a bad rap for a lot of things, but the weather, it's amazing. It's always sunny. Let's be honest, Arizona has sunshine too, but with a twist. In Arizona, the heat is so brutal, it can hit 118 degrees. Everything melts. The asphalt melts. The plants die. The people sweat buckets. But in California, the weather is practically vacational level good every single day. So yeah, that's one thing I really enjoy. Now, let's talk about driving. Arizona has its challenges, but California takes it to a whole new level. When I was learning to drive, my mom told me never to honk, because you never know, they might pull out a gun. But in California, drivers are a different breed. There's a level of rage here that's unmatched. You'll find people cutting you off, speeding up when you try to merge, and pretty much ignoring all rules of the road. I'll give you an example. When I use my blinker, yes, I still use it, even though it feels like a sign of weakness. Here every car around me will speed up to block me from merging. How does that make sense? I'm trying to move into your lane, not steal your firstborn child. But in LA, that's apparently a crime. If I had $1 for every time someone cut me off just to block my merge, I could afford to leave California. One time I turned on my blinker, checked my blind spot, and as I started merging, a car from way behind me sped up so fast that my car's auto detection system had to slam on the brakes to stop a collision. And get this, that driver honks at asterisk. Me. Asterisk. The sheer audacity. And speaking of driving, the traffic here is awful. It's one of those things you get used to but never stop complaining about. I'll drive 10 miles, and it'll take over 30 minutes. It's ridiculous. Then there's parking. California has made me rethink everything I knew about parking. Forget street parking in most places. And if you're lucky enough to find a spot, don't even think about parallel parking. People will honk, yell, or just ram into your bumper. The only option left, parking garages that cost $20 or more, and it doesn't get better. I went to a one-piece live symphony at the Dolby Theater, parked in their garage, and guess what? It took us 2.5 hours to get out after the show. You pay for parking, you pay for the event, and then you pay with your time. It's a never-ending cycle. So you might think, okay, I'll just use Uber. Prepare to be shocked. Uber rides in LA are expensive. I'm talking $100 just to get to the airport. And the drivers, they're not even getting the full fare. One driver told me that on a $100 ride, he was only going to pocket $30. So, what do? Offer to take you outside the app for cash. Never, ever take that offer. It's a huge red flag. Oh, and here's a fun tip. Never tell an Uber driver your home address. Just don't. If you're not careful, they might show up at your house every day, and the police can't do anything unless they've actually committed a crime. Just lie and say it's a friend's place. Trust me, it's safer. And then there's Lax. If hell had an address, it would be Lax. It's a nightmare. The traffic, there is a survival test. Everyone is packed into the same lanes like cattle, and merging. Forget. Italiano. You're fighting for your life just to get to the right terminal. Yonce sat for 15 minutes with my blinker on, trying to merge, and no one would let me in. I had to stare this guy down until he felt awkward enough to finally let me pass. Now, let's talk about the real issue. The cost of living. California is so expensive. A burrito here can cost you $40. It's a joke at this point, and don't even get me started on housing. A 3-bedroom apartment in Arizona might cost $2,500 a month. But hey, it's not all bad. I'm very lucky to be able to live here, and I know it's a dream for a lot of people. For my work, LA is the perfect place. The entertainment industry is here, so I don't have to travel far for events and meets. But as much as I love the opportunities, living here has its downsides. At the end of the day, I have a love-hate relationship with LA. It's where my career thrives, but it's also where my sanity occasionally takes a vacation. It's expensive, it's crowded, and it's not the easiest place to live. But as much as I complain, I know this city has been a huge part of my journey. So maybe in the future, I'll look back on it fondly, just not when I'm stuck in traffic. If you enjoyed this video, or had a laugh about LA's chaos, don't forget to leave a comment, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And hey, if you've ever lived in California, drop your best and worst experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.